Okay, that should be working now. Just need to share my screen. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, we should be okay now. We should be okay. Just have a little test run.
Somehow 4 movies.
Yep, seems to be good. Okay, right then. So, hello everyone, what's up? It's me, Spider-Brit, and I'm just here to say welcome to my very first live stream for YouTube. So today we're just going to be. Today I've been wanting to make this. Want to talk about this for a while. I was thinking about doing it for as like a mainstream video, but then I thought, nah, no, I'll just live stream it instead. So what we have here today, ladies and gentlemen, is we are going to be reacting to a video by none other than Ranting for Vengeance himself. I know this video is a week old. I know for a fact it is, but I really wanted to go ahead and talk about this because it's been on my mind ever since, and I've seen other people. Um, react to it and debunk and stuff like that. Like you've seen SK's video on him, and there's another guy which I can't remember what the name was, but I've seen him react to it as well. Um, but yeah, so without wasting any more of our time, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna just go take a deep dive into it as well. Before we do that, though, just want to say if you're new around here, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, you can follow my socials if you want to. Uh, any type of support is greatly appreciated. I really do. We're already currently at 210 subs, which I think is incredible. I know it's not. Um, like it's not a big milestone, to be blatantly honest with you, but you know it's all right. It's it's all good. Okay, so now without wasting any more of our time, let's go ahead and dive into it. Let's do this.
Spider-Man Brand New Day is the most retarded piece of shit I've seen in a very long time. Somehow 4 movies into Tom Holland's run as Spider-Man still has him falling around the place, acting like a complete handicap. Even
I mean, okay, first off, number one, he's got new powers. All right, he's got new powers. He's not in control of them anymore. All right, he's not in control of his powers like he was in the John Watts Homecoming trilogy. Um, his powers are pretty much just like evolving over time. They are basically evolving, which means he will be getting like the organic webbing and some other stuff. Really, um, if you guys want to know a little bit more about it, this movie is going to be taking place with a comic which is based on the what's it call it the Evolve or Die comic book. And if anybody hasn't seen it, basically Peter Parker's powers are making him the radioactive um, cells in his body are killing him, and there's no cure. And that's about it. Then afterwards, Morlun comes in, beats his ass, and then afterwards, Peter gets beaten to a bloody pulp, gets rushed to hospital, and then the inner part of himself, like the inner spider, comes out and finishes the job for him. Like just completely removes him from all existence. Well, not really from existence. He does get sent back to his headquarters, I believe it is. But yeah, so that's really that. And then afterwards, when Peter dies and he becomes reborn, he gets these new abilities, which are the daggers, the organic webs. I think it's also enhanced spider sense, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I read the comic, but it's actually pretty good stuff, and I recommend people to go and read it if you haven't.
With 4 movies and a new universe under his belt, this guy still manages to be the biggest cock known to man.
Wait, hang on a minute. Hold on. Wait. Did he just say new universe? As even if I might have forgotten a very key important moment, it may be in the new movies or the TV shows, but I'm pretty sure Peter hasn't changed new world into a new world. This is still the same MCU that we are in since the very beginning, since Phase 1. So I'm pretty sure that this isn't the same. Like, I'm pretty sure this is the same universe. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? It's weird.
Even if it breaks Peter Parker's heart.
So he's a cuck because he's a cuck because why? So because he's watching MJ flirting with another guy? Really? Okay.
Yeah, and just because they shittily recreated some classic comic covers doesn't make this absolute cinema anywhere near good. Especially for the people who are hyping this up and saying that it's amazing. You haven't read any of the comics that they're referencing, and also
wow. I mean that is actually a pretty bold take to take. So you mean to tell me that the millions and millions of people that have seen this trailer and longtime Spidey fans that have read those comics, you mean to tell me that the people who recognize these references, like this one here, for instance, this is a reference to the Amazing Fantasy issue number 1, Spidey's very first appearance back in August of 1962. I mean, this one is pretty obvious. I mean, any Spider-Man fan will know that this one here, this is iconic. Really is.
so ignoring all of that, it just looks like it was made by AI for spastics on Twitter who eat up every single piece of guy slop they get fed. But before we get in,
Guys, I'm really sorry to keep interrupting this, but I'm so sick and tired of like people constantly saying that things are AI nowadays. I'm so sick and tired of it. Like, the other thing as well is that this trailer is this trailer is a recent build of the movie. This isn't what the movie is going to look like when it's released in cinemas, you know? And this is the same thing that happened back in 2023 when Spider-Man 2 came out. I remember this. People kept saying that the movie, like no, the game looks like a PS4 game, even though this was it was an old build of the game, and they were just showing off what they have already. So I have no idea what that's all about, but yeah. But yeah, I'm just so sick and tired of it. Like people saying, "Oh, it's AI, this, and that." Where it's like, you ever heard about CGI, computer generated imagery? I don't know.
if you like these type of videos and if you want to help out the channel, maybe consider subscribing or supporting me over on Patreon. And if you're somebody who's hate watching this video, then just know that it's not rage bait, it's not lying, it's not misinformation. This isn't coming.
Yo, yo, he's actually acknowledging it, guys. He's actually acknowledging that we're calling him out. We're hating him for it. He's aware of it. Oh god. Wow. So he's aware that, we're rage baiting. Wow. Sweet.
From somebody who doesn't read comic books. This is just the truth. that Spider-Man Brand New Day isn't comic accurate, it's not a good Spider-Man movie, and it does so many things that go against the entire Marvel universe, Spider-Man as a character, and superheroes in general, so it can't be accepted than anything else other than just plain garbage. Any real fan of Spider-Man would reject this bullshit on the spot. Stop trying to nostalgia bait people and pull them in because you recreated Spider-Man's first cover. How about you actually adapt Amazing Fantasy number 15, and then you'd have
Yeah. Right. There's a lot to cover on this, but first off, you can how is that going to happen? Like, how is that going to work? We can't. How are we gonna like? That's his origin story, right? And we are way past. We are way past his origin story since Homecoming. Homecoming or Civil War. It's either two. I can't remember. But anyway, we are way past his origin story, right? We are way past it. So, how can they do that? How can they do that? I don't know. He's coping and is making an excuse to make his opinion stronger, even though they're shit. Yo, what's up, Jamie? Holy Christ! I didn't even know you were here. Hey, yeah, he is. He is. He. The thing is, he makes like all of these like claims, and he just makes himself sound like an absolute idiot. And I have watched a few of his videos, but this one had caught my eye. This one's caught my eye. So
a good movie on your hands and not whatever the fuck spider cock is meant to be here. So this isn't going to be some 20-minute video because we already know the deal with this movie. It looks like the biggest piece of shit known to man.
Wait, have you seen it? Wait. This movie hasn't come out yet, has it? So wait, has the movie come out? I don't think it has. Although it might be Mr. Vengeance here traveling through time and space, and he's probably telling us that he's from the future and that he's watched it and it's absolutely terrible. Either that or he's just rage baiting. But we will see.
Made by Grok in an afternoon. But as you expect, it has all of the NPCs who don't read comic books and have definitely never read these Spider-Man comic books and are just eating this up because it's a brand new Marvel product that they need to love and it can't be anything other than a 10 out of 10. Before I continue, that's a little message for the type of people who love this stuff and attack people who have any different opinion. You know, you can just turn around and say, Spider-Man Brand New Day doesn't look nearly as good as any other Spider-Man movie ever made. And it kind of looks mediocre. You don't have to say that you hate it. You don't have to say that it looks garbage or political. You could just say that it's not really that great. Because being objective, that's what this movie is. No matter what way you look at it, it's a complete failure in writing and as a Spider-Man movie. The only good Spider-Man movies ever made that were comic accurate.
Oh no. Oh no. I know where this is heading. Guys, I know exactly where this is heading. Brace yourselves. Hang on. Hold on to your seats.
And objectively the best were Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy.
Called it. I called it. Of course he's going to say the Raimi movies were the greatest of all time. Of course he's going to say that. Okay, right. Hot take, and I know for a fact that there's only one person in there, and I know it's you, Jamie. Sorry. I know it's you, Jamie. I see you. I know it's you. But the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies are not comic accurate. Okay. The first Spider-Man movie was great because it's a literal. It takes inspiration from from the first comic. Like Sam Raimi nails the origin story perfectly on that one. Okay. I do love the first movie, but there are obviously some problems into it. I'm not going to really get into it because I don't want this to be like an hour long. But all I'm going to say is this movie. Oh, no, not this movie. The movie was pretty good. I love it. I really do. Spider-Man 2, I'm going to say it. I'm not really a fan of Spider-Man 2. I think it's overrated, honestly. I think the movie's great, but I wouldn't say it's like a 20 out of 10 masterpiece or anything like that. I wouldn't say anything like that at all. But I wouldn't think so. I mean, it's great, but it does have some dumb stuff in there, like Otto Octavius, being a complete fucking goofball. You know, um, just think, yeah, that's what I really think. And then Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 had potential. If Sony didn't force Sam Raimi to put Venom in the movie, we would have had a great one. We would have been good. But here's the way on how I would think they would have how they would do Spider-Man 3. If I was directing Spider-Man 3, I would do um like Sandman being the main villain, right? Then Spider-Man 5, well no, Spider-Man 4, sorry, would be like Spider-Man versus New Goblin, so like Harry Osborn's Green Goblin. And then Spider-Man 5 would be like the Venom storyline, and then Spider-Man 6 could be like a lizard or a vulture story, something along those lines, or something like that. Okay. But yeah.
It wasn't the Christopher Nolan Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Wait, Christopher Nolan Spider-Man movie. What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And it wasn't the cringe race swap rom.
Oh my god. Are we still doing this? Are we still doing this? Mr. Vengeance, are we still doing this? Oh Christ. Jesus Christ. We're still doing this.
Music video that was the Amazing Spider-Man 2. And by God, was it
Did you just say it was a musical? Jesus Christ. Yeah, he does need to get a grip. He does need to get a grip.
not Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse? Because those aren't Spider-Man movies.
Did he just say that the Spider-Verse movies are not Spider-Man movies? Did he really just say that? Okay.
Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Miles Morales is a kid from the hood. Which
Do you know what? Oh, do you know what? Like, I actually can't take this because I'm so sick and tired of people actually saying this, right? When people say that Miles Morales is not Spider-Man, it just annoys me because look, I'm sorry, okay, but at the end of the day, Miles Morales is Spider-Man, right? He is Spider-Man, but he's not the Spider-Man, right? Peter Parker will always be the number one Spider-Man, and we all know that. We all know that he is always the Spider-Man. But other people like Miguel O'Hara, Ben Riley, Gwen Stacy, Jessica Drew, Anya Corazon, or whatever how you say her last name, Hobby Brown, Spider India, you know, all these other Spider people. They are Spider-Man and women, but they're not the Spider-Man. And this is something people need to remember. Like you're meaning to tell me that because did you know what? I actually remember there was this one person who I used to be in contact with, who I used to speak to, and he hated Miles Morales. But I asked him, what's the reason? Is it because of his lineup of villains, or is it because of his suit? What was the reason? And he literally said to me, "I don't like him because he's black." Like, are you serious? So then I asked him, okay, well, what about Miguel O'Hara? Because he's half Irish, half Mexican. Oh, I don't have a problem with that. Okay, what about Gwen Stacy? She's a woman. And I got a problem with that either. Okay, Spider-Man India. No, I ain't got a problem with that either. Spider UK. Nah, you're right. You're okay. All right. So you don't mind about those other people, Spider-Man from different countries around the world, but you have a problem with Miles Morales because he's black. Are we being serious right now? Are we being dead ass right now? Like, like, it's stupid. It's ridiculous.
In every iteration never fails to be political, obnoxious, and retarded. But anyways, moving back to Spider-Man Brand New Day, I can't believe it. They recreated the first Spider-Man cover.
Oh no! They recreated a cover from Spider-Man's very first appearance. Oh no! The movie's gonna be terrible now. Oh no! The movie sucks. Oh no! I'm so sad.
How about you actually read that comic and then you'll realize why the movie looks garbage?
You. Okay.
Read any issue from the Steve Ditko Spider-Man run and it'll debunk any leftist on Twitter and every single Spider-Man movie that followed, except the Sam Raimi ones, which took inspiration from the original and best Steve Ditko Spider-Man comics. That's one thing I'll say. I'm not a Spider-Man expert. I haven't read every single era and every single comic, but I have read the Steve Ditko stuff, which I love. Any person that knows anything about comics knows that the Steve Ditko run is the only one really worth a shit. Even the annoying Marxist himself, Alan Moore, thought the exact same thing. And sorry to break it to you, Steve Ditko created Spider-Man, and by no means.
Right, before he continues on, what I will say is, oh hello Callum, welcome. What I will say is, he says that the Steve Ditko books are the only ones that are worth. He's the only one. He says he's the only one that is actually worth giving a shit about, right? So, but the thing is, we've had like so many other great different stories that were not made by Steve Ditko. We had the Todd McFarlane's run. We've had Mark Bagley's Ultimate Spider-Man run, like from the original Ultimate Universe. We've had the Spider-Man 2099 comic books, which I think were actually really good. And we have the Spider-Man Noir comics, which if you haven't read them, by the way, I recommend them because it's pretty twisted the way on how the origin story goes. And my all-time favorite one is the Superior Spider-Man. That one I think is actually really, really good. I think that's pretty badass.
Was he a leftist or a Marxist or Jewish? Which kind of
I'm just gonna go back.
Or taught the exact same thing. And sorry to break it to you, Steve Ditko created Spider-Man, and by no means.
He created Spider-Man, did he? All right. Well, let's just take a look at that. All right. I'm just gonna search this up real quick. Did Steve Ditko create Spider-Man? Okay, right. So it says here, yes, Steve Ditko, yes, he created Spider-Man alongside of Stan Lee in 1962. But let me actually tell you something what about this, right? So Steve Ditko helped create or draw Spider-Man, but what actually happened is that Stan Lee actually created Spider-Man because he wanted to have a character that can crawl up on walls. So at first he thought, well, maybe what about a fly? Fly man. And that didn't really stick. But then he saw a spider crawl on the wall and he thought, hey, why not Spider-Man? And so he brings it into his superiors and they reject it or something like that. And then something else happens. I can't quite remember, but it was something like that. And so, yeah. So Steve Ditko created the Spider-Man comics, yes, but yeah. And also, I just want to quickly let me just go back here.
Was he a leftist or a Marxist or Jewish? which kind of sounds weird, but trust me, there's a lot of people out there that believe that Peter Parker, Spider-Man, is a Jewish communist, which there's just so many contradictions. Like, didn't Aunt May and Uncle Ben get buried in a graveyard? And didn't Spider-Man ask for consent before kissing Mary Jane? Just small stuff like
Right, okay, so this is another thing which I want to say. Okay. Spider-Man is not Jewish, and I can show it to you right here, right? So, is Spider-Man Jewish? Okay. Spider-Man is not canonically or explicitly Jewish in mainstream comics, where he is generally portrayed as non-practicing Protestant or religiously ambitious. However, the character is often into I can't say that word, sorry, Jewish due to his New York Jewish Forest Hills, which was heavily Jewish. So basically, yes, Spider-Man is not Jewish, but the place where he was growing up in was heavily Jewish. Okay, and the fun fact as well, Stan Lee. I don't think he is Jewish, but I know he grew up in a Jewish home. I believe he grew up in a Jewish home, and plus they do actually do hint a few bits of details of Spider-Man being Jewish. For instance, in Spider-Man 3, where Peter, in Spider-Man 3 where Peter, is doing the whole like that, being emo piece of shit and stuff like that. Well, at one point in the film, he did say shalom, which I'm pretty sure that means hello. I think I can't remember. In Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, we see Peter B. Parker and says that he was married to Mary Jane, and we see him actually like smash like a glass or something on the floor with his foot, which I'm pretty sure that's what they do in like Jewish weddings and stuff, I believe, but not sure. But yeah, no, Spider-Man is not Jewish, but he does throw in little hints of Jewish and stuff like that. So yeah.
that. Like, Spider-Man crawls on walls and buildings. He doesn't really crawl in sewers, so he can't really be Jewish, right? But
Wait, hang on. So, did he just say? Hang on. Now, I want to go back on this. Hang on, let me just go back because I can't be the one who just heard that, right?
for consent before kissing Mary Jane. Just small stuff like that. Like, Spider-Man crawls on walls and buildings. He doesn't really crawl in sewers, so he can't really be Jewish, right?
Is he seriously trying to imply that Jewish people are smelly? Is he seriously trying to imply that Jewish people are smelly? That just seems a bit weird, don't you think? So say they thought Spider-Man wouldn't be a success and made fun of the idea. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, and that's why when I said Stan Lee, his idea for Spider-Man was rejected, so they made fun of it, and they thought, well, Stan, that's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous idea. But 80 years or so later, Spider-Man is now the face of Marvel. Well, that's the way how I put it. But yeah, most financially successful hero of all time.
But I'll move on from that very quickly. All you need to know is that Spider-Man Peter Parker can't be Jewish, because when he's swinging around saving the day, helping some children out, he actually returns them home. He doesn't bring them to an island and...
There is no... Yo, bro. No way. No way did he just say that. Oh my god. This guy's unhinged. This guy's unhinged. No way. This guy's unhinged. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, my point on Amazing Fantasy is that, oh yeah, nobody's read it. So why are you celebrating this? These two comics right here were also referenced and look 10 times better on the comic cover than they do in the CGI slop that is this trailer. And I'll be upfront.
Yeah, do you know what? There's another thing I just want to say. I'm so sick and tired. Like the words slot has been ruined at this point. You know, the word slop has just been ruined because all you have now is like movie slop, AI slop, YouTube, like TikTok slop, and all this other stuff. It's so fucking annoying when they do this shit. It really is.
I haven't read these two comics. I'm really not a fan of Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man. I tried reading it. It's really just not good, like anything made by Todd McFarlane.
Wait, hang on a sec. So anything made by Todd McFarlane? You're spitting you're firing hits at Spawn. If anyone knows anything, Todd McFarlane created Spawn. That I mean I've not read it, but I've seen like panels of the comics of it. Spawn's fucking amazing. Spawn's fucking lit. And Todd McFarlane, okay, gonna be honest with you, I don't like Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man design. I'm not really a fan of it, to be honest with you. I there's just there's just something about which I'm just not really a fan of. I'll see if I can try and get like an image of it up or something. Just give me a minute. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man. I'm really not a fan of it. I don't like how big the eyes are. I'm not a fan of like. I'm just not really a fan of it in general. Really, I mean he has made some pretty good stories. I'm not gonna lie, but I just don't like it. I just don't like the costume. I'm really not a fan of it. I mean, the black suit, looks fucking cool. I'll say that. But the red suit, I just don't like. I don't like the red suit. It looks like ass. It really does. But no disrespect to Todd McFarlane. I just not a fan of it.
I don't really know anything about the other one, but I'm not really shocked that you.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, this guy down here, you can't really see it, but if any of you have seen it, this guy, like if you've seen the trailer, this guy like at the very bottom, you won't see it because my webcam, but at the bottom here, it's Boomerang, and then this guy here is known as Tarantula. And just want to clarify that because I know it's going to be like I just want to clarify that because I know there's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, well, who's this guy? So I make it clear.
Managed to create just a pose of Spider-Man crawling on a wall. Well done. You could have done that for like 40 fucking years. But we're supposed to celebrate it now when you include one slow motion shot. How about you adapt an actual storyline from a Spider-Man comic and don't just make little references in slow motion shots that nobody even knows what they're from. You see here Spider-Man learning to use his powers again because now he has organic webs. For some weird reason, it makes zero sense and it's a complete de-evolution of his character arc. And I don't even know why I'm using the phrase character arc because Tom Holland's Spider-Man doesn't have one. He started off as a kid trying to learn how to use his powers and eventually he got the hang of it. Oh wait, he didn't. He's still falling around on the ground like a spastic and running around after fake black MJ.
Nice flowers.
No, fuck off. Seriously? Why? Okay, right. Few things, right? Number one, all of the Spider-Man movies that we've had, from the Sam Raimi trilogy to the Mark Webb duology, and from the John Watts Homecoming trilogy, all of those movies, and you're also going to include the Spider-Verse movies as well. All of those movies we've had over the years are not comic accurate. They're adaptations of the comics, but they're not full-on comic accurate. Okay? They're full-on comic accurate. Second of all, and I want to make this very clear for everyone at home. Okay. Michelle's character in the MCU is not Mary Jane Watson. It is a character known as Michelle Jones Watson and is an original character for the MCU. I want to make that very clear. I'm just like, it's not Mary Jane Watson. It's not Mary Jane Watson. Sorry. Oh. sorry. What? Sorry, Jay. Sorry. I had to make it very clear. This is not Mary Jane Watson. This is a completely different character. Something that even Mr. Vengeance over here, who is a comics guy and knows everything about comics, thinks he knows everything. But no, he's just a racist piece of shit.
Oh, they're a housewarming gift.
I'm MJ.
Purina One by Fences helps protect their gut microbiome by balancing its bad and good bacteria.
Cat food. Arriving today with Amazon Prime. That's off your mind. So now you can worry about something else.
You know what? I'm going to have to edit this bit out. When I upload this to YouTube, like an actual full-on video, I'm going to have to edit that out. Fuck YouTube. No, so I'm joking.
See, with classic 80s badass comic characters like Spider-Man and Daredevil, when they couldn't get with their main chick, they usually had some like Black Widow, Elektra, Black Cat. Except Tom Holland doesn't have any of that. So basically, he's a cuck. Just in the modern garbage Spider-Man comics, Peter Parker has to sit there and watch MJ go out with black dudes.
Sake. Jesus Christ. Oh, fucking hell. Like, mate. Get a grip. Jesus. Like, oh. And plus, by the way,
have any of that. So basically, he's a cuck. Just like in the modern garbage Spider-Man comics, Peter Parker has to...
I mean... I can't remember what the name for this character is. He's literally one of the comics I've got, like, down there. What's his name? Is it Paul? Oh, for God's sake, it was right in front of me. Oh, Jesus Christ. For God's sake. I'm so tired. I'm not even looking. Yeah, Paul. I mean, he's not really fully black, is he? I think he's somewhere in the middle. I think. I don't know.
Sit there and watch MJ go out with black dudes. Superhero movies and superheroes in general try to relate to their audience. And now this kind of makes sense. Because back with Tobey Maguire, he might miss a date with MJ and it might mess up his relationship. And the people watching could relate to that because they actually had relationships in real life. Now,
yeah, but okay, right. So the Raimi movies that he is defending here, are we not the Raimi movies also had a version of MJ that went out with different people, right? Like for instance, in Spider-Man 1, she went out with two guys, Flash Thompson at the beginning of the film, and up until the point of the graduation day. And then after that, she split up with him, and then you also then had Harry and MJ dating for a bit. And I think they broke up. And then I think they had a break or something like that. I'm not sure. Then in Spider-Man 2, she went out with J. Jonah Jameson's son. I think it was John Jameson. I think it is. The astronaut. So she went with him. And she actually got engaged and was about to get married to him. And then she left him, ran away from her wedding, which I think is completely fucked up for some reason. Then she finally end up being with Peter at the end of Spider-Man 2 and in Spider-Man 3. Then they split up, and then she's back with Harry in Spider-Man 3. So she has been with like other people and not just Peter Parker. And given the fact that you're also defending Sam Raimi movies, you're just forgetting that entirely. Like, bruh.
Spider-Man is a cock to Black MJ and her black boyfriend.
Just listen to the way on how he said that. Black MJ. Black people. You know, he put so much emphasis on the B word, right?
In real life. Now Spider-Man is a cock to Black MJ and her black boyfriend, and I think everybody in the audience of Spider-Man Brand New Day enjoying it can relate to that. Because you seriously have to be a pathetic piece of shit to actually get excited for something like Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I'm not dictating what people can like. I'm just saying if you're a Spider-Man fan and if you call yourself that, then you can't really like this movie. It's not...
What? What? Oh god.
Me telling you can't like it. It's basically just the years of comics with Spider-Man telling you it, that objectively this isn't a Spider-Man movie. And this tweet here is saying that Spider-Man fighting the hand is from some random comic that nobody read. And I can tell you right now what Spider-Man fighting the hand is. It's a middle finger in the face of every single Daredevil and Wolverine fan out there. Because anybody that knows anything about Marvel Comics knows that the hand is the enemy of Daredevil, Wolverine. Sure, the hand can fight other characters, but it's mainly Daredevil and Wolverine, and that's when they were best shown in two of the best comics ever made. Which, before you comment any hate comment,
he literally says that Spider-Man does not fight the hand, yet proceeds to show a comic panel of him fighting the hand. This guy is just literally just saying anything just to try and prove a point, and he makes himself look more like a jackass more than anything. Holy hell, dude. Holy hell.
make sure you've actually read them. Frank Miller's Daredevil and Frank Miller's Wolverine. This shot of Spider-Man fighting the hand is taken exactly from Frank Miller's Wolverine issue 2 from 1982, where it was done way better and one of the best superhero stories ever told. And the same goes for Daredevil. The original Frank Miller Daredevil comic beats every single live-action superhero movie ever made. That's what being a fan of the comics is. It's turning around and saying that this excellent comic beats any garbage CGI slop movie. And if you want an example of the type of people who...
No way. No way. No way. Guys, you see that there? That's Spider-Dunk. No way. There's no way he's shitting on Spider-Dunk right now. Dude, Spider-Dunk actually makes some good content. He makes some great content. Ain't no way is he trying to shit on Spider-Dunk. No way, boy. No way.
lose their mind over the brand new references to the comics which they haven't read. This is exactly what I'm talking about. They even got the attention to detail from the comics. This movie is going to be godlike because they recreated...
What's this? Who or what's the hand? God. Yeah, that is actually a very good question. What is the hand? I know the answer to it. Like I know someone told me this years ago. When they were like a super like Marvel Comics fan, but that was years ago. I can't. I'm gonna have to search this up. I'm actually ashamed of this because you would think me as a Marvel fan would know that, but I don't. What is the hand? Marvel. Okay. Well, according to this, the Hand is a fictional, powerful order of evil, mystical ninjas in the Marvel Universe, serving as a shadowy criminal organization and a cult. So yeah, there you go. They are a cult. Yeah, that's it. I mean, now after reading this, it's now more for a refresher to me because I know about this, but what I'm saying is I knew about this, but I couldn't remember it because it was such a long time ago when my friend told me about it. So there you go, dude. There you go. It's a cult, or mostly a criminal organization and a cult. Yeah.
Did something which is easy to recreate. As I said,
Basically the Marvel version of the Court of the Owls from DC. I don't know, because I don't know, to be honest with you, because I've never read a DC comic. I've never read a DC comic, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. I would not be able to tell you, mate.
how about you actually adapt a good Spider-Man story instead of making something up that makes no sense?
Wait, so he literally just said, how about you adapt a good Spider-Man story? My 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 brother, you are glazing the Raimi movies. You were glazing the Raimi movies, right? And that's what you were saying. You said the Raimi movies were great, right? So are they not great adaptations to the comics? Are they not? What? Gee, I just can't. I actually can't. He's just spitting nothing but non-stop bullshit.
Like Spider-Man learning to use his powers after 4 movies of this crap.
He's got freaking new abilities. He's got new powers. He's got organic webbing. He's probably most likely going to get the daggers, right? He's probably going to have more of an enhanced spider sense. These are new powers that he's trying to figure out on his own, which is why later on, earlier in the trailer, when you were saying that, he's being like an absolute doofus and flying all over the place, right? You know, he can't control his powers anymore, which is why he goes to Bruce Banner and that's when he says, your DNA is mutating. It can lead to something dangerous. So,
exact same guy that was losing his mind saying that it's comic accurate is trying to criticize Sam Raimi's Spider-Man fans because Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker sounds like a guy from the 1950s. Yeah, sorry to break it to you, but that's what Spider-Man and Peter Parker always was. And you're outing yourself as a tourist, a LARPer, and a fake fan. Spider-Man is always meant to sound like he's from the 1950s, and anything else is a subversion and isn't Spider-Man. And speaking of subversions, I just have to get back to this guy again. He just makes everybody else just look like a complete idiot. Saying shit like anime is right-wing and Christian, and so is Spider-Man apparently. You're leaving yourself open to these people, and it's just going to keep on happening when you don't know anything about the topic you're talking about. But saying that, I don't know which is worse. The guy saying that Spider-Man is a right-wing Christian, or the complete mental retards that think that Spider-Man is a Yiddish Jewish communist. And he's also
Jewish communist. Oh, not this again. I know he said it earlier, but I didn't catch that on. No, right. Yeah, Spider-Man isn't Jewish, but he has shown signs of the Jewish religion. That's what I've said before already.
gay somehow. So I don't really know how that works, but you should really take all of this gay shit back to whatever synagogue you come from. Once again, he's a Jewish leftist. Evidence? Any one piece of evidence, or are you just projecting? Very similar to gay people, certain people of certain ethnicities try to come in and say that Batman and Spider-Man are both Jewish. They're categorically and objectively not. This is
okay, right. So where's your proof on that? Where's your proof? Batman's Jewish? I didn't know that. Did anybody else know that? Anyone? Because I sure hell didn't. Batman's Jewish? Oh, okay. Well, maybe in another universe, maybe, but I didn't know that.
It's just a fact that anybody that reads comic books knows. Peter Parker is just a nerd from New York City. He's not Trotsky, okay? And now we get on to
No way. What? Eh? Let's hear that again, Governor.
is just a nerd from New York City. He's not Trotsky. Okay?
Fucking hell. This guy. Honestly. This guy. What is... He's just spewing nothing but bullshit.
Okay. And now we get on to one of the worst elements about this entire piece of shit is the fact that they're...
Wait. What was that kick? I swear I've seen that before. Oh, freaking hell. What was that kick?
And now we get on to one of the worst elements about this entire piece of shit is the fact...
Yeah, what was that kick? Like, I know that's reference to something else. Oh, fucking I don't even know.
That they're taking from Japan, a much better country for superhero media. I've never really claimed to be a Spider-Man fan. I've always been more of...
You've never claimed to be a Spider-Man fan, yet... God's sake. So you've never claimed to be a Spider-Man fan, yet... So, you're pretty much just contradicting yourself, because one minute you're saying that you are a Spider-Man fan, and that you're a fan of the Dicko books, but now you're saying that you're not a fan of Spider-Man. How does that work?
a Devilman guy than a Spider-Man guy, because I'm not really a fan of Spider-Man's morals and just his character over the years. So Japanese...
Yeah, so like I just said, you're just contradicting yourself. You said that you were a fan of the Raimi movies. You were glazing about them, and then you were then saying that the Dicko books, the Dicko run of the comics were the best, and you were pretty much praising them as well. And now you're saying that you're not a fan of Spider-Man as a whole. So what's the point? So what was the point of making this video if you've just said that? You've just wasted your own time and effort in making this video because of it. What was the point of you doing this?
Heroes like Devilman, Kamen Rider, and all of the other ones, compared to the American counterpart, is really different, and they should never ever coincide. But as we've seen with recent comics copying manga, it seems the movies are doing the exact same thing.
So movies aren't allowed to reference other movies? What? Like, remember? What was it? What was it? It was what's that one cool shot of like a Japanese character, something to do with like a motorbike, and he's doing like this cool thing with a motorbike, and he's like, like, does anyone know what I'm on about? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Like you know what I mean? I've seen it in Shadow the Hedgehog, and I've seen it in other pieces of media. But what's that called? What is that called? If anybody knows, let me know in the comments below, because I really want to know now. Fuck, that's gonna stay in my mind till the very end. Fuck. But anyway, yeah. So movies aren't allowed to reference other movies, what they've done. Like, really? Jesus Christ, man.
Iconic rider kick is just blatantly ripped off in this garbage scene, which is once again a disgrace to Spider-Man and Kamen Rider.
So it's a disgrace for Spider-Man because he's referencing another movie did like 30, 40 years ago. Seriously? You're really upset about that? What the hell?
So it's bullshit to even reference it. Oh yeah, and another thing about this scene is Frank Castle there, the Punisher. Holy shit, what the fuck is that Jufro up on top of your head?
You're not just... Oh my fucking god, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck's sake. What, why?
Since when has the Punisher had an afro? Since when is the Punisher some Jewish guy who says, let me tell you something over and over? And so
Have you ever heard of a thing called adaptation? every version of a Marvel character or whatever is completely different.
Jesus Christ. Like, actually, fucking hell.
Somebody show me the comic page of the Punisher looking like this. Because John Bernthal has never been a good Punisher. He wasn't good in Daredevil. He definitely wasn't good in his own show, which wasn't even about him.
Isn't there, like... Hang on. Okay, first off, I will say that the Punisher show, I think it was on Netflix, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't very good. Isn't the Punisher getting his own show again? I'm pretty sure I saw it. I swear I saw it somewhere on Twitter that the Punisher is going to be getting another show on Disney Plus, and it's in production right now, and it won't be released till next year. I swear I've seen that somewhere. I swear I have.
Was instead about some random Muslim. And by the looks of this,
I'm actually gonna search it up. Just give me a second, guys. Just give me a second. So, TV show, Disney Plus. I swear that there was one. John Berthel is returning as Frank Castle in a Disney Plus special titled Punisher One Last Kill, scheduled to release May 12th, 2026. Ah, right, okay. I got you now. So it's going to be like an hour special. That's cool. That's cool. I might give that a watch, actually, when it comes out on the 12th of May. Interesting.
slop scene, which is just CGI ripping off Kamen Rider with fake Punisher and fake Spider-Cock. I don't know how any Spider-Man fan, any comic book fan, any fan of Kamen Rider could turn around and say that this looks good. That's the thing about shows like Super Sentai and Kamen Rider. They never had CGI, and they could do twice as more as any of these movies ever.
Well, yeah, because you're talking about two different types of generations. Like back then, CGI wasn't really a thing. Well, it was, but it wasn't. It was during like the beginning, I'm pretty sure. Up until now, the reason why a lot of things are CGI nowadays is because it's cost efficient. It's cost efficient, way cheaper to do, and that's why a lot of things are green screen nowadays. A lot of the time it's okay, but the rest of the time it is shit. I mean, does this guy seriously think that that the movie could entirely be made out of CGI? Like, has he not seen the like behind the scenes, like the set footage of when people were filming, like when they were shooting this back in like Glasgow? Was it Glasgow? I'm pretty sure it was Glasgow. Like, has he not seen that? So a lot of the action scenes are practical. They're not CGI like how they were in the John Watts trilogy.
But I could go on for hours here.
Actually, another thing which I want to say, I also saw that there's a guy who worked on the special effects for the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and apparently he's come back and he's working on the special effects on Spider-Man Brand New Day. So meaning that the swinging scenes will pretty much be just like TASM 2, but better, in my opinion. Well, not in my opinion, but you know what I mean.
Talking about this movie, but I don't really want to. I'm really sick of Marvel slop that has no respect for comic books or the characters within them. The people who love this type of garbage think that Spider-Man is gay and Jewish. Do I need to even say anything more? So the verdict on Spider-Man Brand New Day is that it's CGI garbage slop, which has Spider-Man being cocked and not acting anything like Spider-Man. I think I covered it all there.
No, fuck's sake. It's an adaptation. Like, I generally cannot say that anymore. Like, fuck's sake.
Nicely. Oh wait, I forgot. Peter Parker is somehow a gay Jew. If you have any...
He's just saying stuff just to piss people off. And I'm falling for the rage bait, I know, but He's just saying stuff because he's got nothing else to say. Fuck's sake! Like, oh, how much longer have we got on this? Another 20 seconds? Thank Christ for that.
Common sense and know that this is pure slop, and you've read the actual
Slop this, slop that, slop this, slop that. Shut the fuck up.
comic books of Spider-Man, do let me know and maybe consider subscribing. And if you're one of these woke, brain-dead fucking retards off of Twitter who thinks that Peter Parker and Spider-Man is a gay Jewish communist, then go complain to your boyfriend.
Oh no, he just gave me the bird. Oh no. Well, God's sake. Well, I guess that's the end of that then. So what did you guys think about that then? Because that, to me, honestly, was probably by far the worst thing. Not by far the worst thing, but that is probably one of the most horrible things I've ever watched. It just had so many bad takes, left, right, and center. Like, Jesus Christ. Just, God. Like, who's actually subscribing to this guy? Like, seriously. Who's actually subscribing to this guy? I actually want to know. Like, really? We won't be on. We won't.
Some things are too.
We won't be on that for much longer. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to. Yeah, I wanted to look at this because this video has been on my mind lately, and yeah, it's just stupid. Really, it's ridiculous. Before I go, let's actually have a look at the comments and see what we got here. Let's take a look. I think some people need to ask themselves, am I in an abused relationship with my media? Yeah. You can't be serious anymore. Guys getting cut is apparently woke now. Okay. I got Zendaya Marvel fatigue. Shit. Maybe it's just Hollywood in general. Okay. Yeah. Steve Ditko Spider-Man's per run. His run still works on this day. Yeah, it does. It does. What else is here? Rumor leaks about Doomsday sound even worse. Okay, I can explain. Basically, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man fights the X-Men in the opening, and there's an incursion between the universes. The universe is destroyed, and Tobey probably dies, along with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, who say I just. Gee, like, seriously? Like, really? Like, okay, that to me just that sounds false. Like that is just pure lies right there. Saying Tobey Spider-Man fights the X-Men. We don't even know. Okay? We don't even know if Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield and who else are going to be in this movie. I sure hell do not want to see Tobey and Andrew in this film. I don't want to see it. I just want to see the Avengers, the current Avengers in the movie with like the Fantastic Four and X-Men and vice versa. I don't want Spider-Man in this movie. And if he is in this movie, well, that's tough shit. But yeah, no, I don't want that. Definitely do not want that. Yeah, it's just pretty much like the same stuff, really. That's pretty much, yeah. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna end the live here. If you guys for some reason enjoyed it, which I know only 2 people have logged in, but yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much gonna be it. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciates it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.